Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we are just doing NWOpening number 80 and we are continuing on with the Build-A-Figure Virgil series. That reminds me, need to put him back in the ring. And that brings us next to the Elite Royal Rumble 2024 with Brock Lesnar action figure. Now, it's perhaps not the most fashionable time to be doing an unboxing of Brock Lesnar, but I mean, in fairness, this could not be more for the sake of a kind of unboxing. Like, I really don't particularly care for this figure at all. I don't really care for the head scan. I don't care for how soon after the Elite 90 whatever one was, which this is a vastly inferior figure to. Like, you get your Virgil piece, you get nothing else. The previous figure shortly before this, now sure, I wasn't a huge fan of the head on that either, you know, still an open mouth scan, but it was a damn sight better than this incredibly mild-mannered Brock Lesnar. He has never been this mild-mannered in his life, and he certainly, he certainly doesn't have the aggression, the intensity in this picture. And it's a bit of a shame, really, because if they just captured that, like, anger, then the likeness would have been incredible, you know? It would have been really, really close. And, you know, it would have been a closed-mouth Brock Lesnar scan, probably making it the best Brock Lesnar scan. But I digress. They didn't manage that. This is like, we've had Farmer Brock. Well, this is what he looks like when he fully retires and just goes to live on the farm. And, at the start of the movie where he's retired and the old guy who he used to work for has to come over and convince him out of retirement kind of thing, that's the kind of head scan we've got there. And I've got the Brock I want, and to be honest, I don't really want that anymore. The only thing that will be stopping me from selling this figure is the weird thing in my brain that's developed over the last few years where I don't want to sell a figure without the pieces it came with. And that, like I just said a second ago, he doesn't even have any accessories. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Virgil Build-A-Figure part. I don't even want to separate a Build-A-Figure piece from the figure it came with. I'm becoming weird, guys. I'm hating it, but if I can convince myself to sell this, I 100% will. But I digress. It's not, that bad of a figure. It's not exactly like hideous. It's a closed mouth Brock Lesnar scan, so it isn't as, eye-watering as some of them are. And of course, we've got the True FX details. It is really a shame that we don't have any accessory with him, especially after the one that came with the video camera and the stairs. That was not only shortly before this figure, but it was even re-released because I bought that figure and then sold it when it went up in price, and then it got re-released. Like there was just a restock of that figure, so it really wasn't long before this figure came out, and it just is better for my money anyway. So we've got with the Brock in there, the Virgil arms are in there, hidden away by the packaging, of course, and we've got the Brock side piece and the bio on the back. I'm pretty sure these are US imports. If you haven't been watching the previous episodes of this series, where we did the Beth Phoenix and the Batista, we've only got Ridge Holland left to do to finish off our Virgil, to get our Virgil head. And of course we have all of the Brock Lesnar details on the back there, a virtue that we do not get here in the UK for some reason. And I'm just going to quickly read the back of this box, because when I first started doing NWO openings, I read out the back of the box in case there was actual issues on the details, because I'd noticed that quite a lot on Mattel boxes. And because I'm not used to doing that anymore, because we don't get the bios on the back with UK stuff anymore, I missed one recently. I can't even remember what it was, but I assume it was either on the Batista or the Beth Phoenix. There must have been an error on the back of the box, and it's pretty funny, so I want to just make sure that there isn't any on this one. No, I can't really see any. The Beast Incarnate lost the WWE Championship only to come back and win the Royal Rumble 2022. Let's not pretend that was a good thing. So without continuing to be cynical about Brock's booking in WWE or the details of this action figure itself, let's just get into it. Oh, I hate how the scissors never just slide into that bit. You always end up having to cut it. So you have the Royal Rumble Series backing card. It's kind of interesting, a bit different. Is he tabbed in there? No, he doesn't appear to be, although the Virgil arms are. Seem to have been seeing less of that recently, like less of the plastic tabs holding the figures in. It's good. We don't really need them. less plastic waste. That was a bad push on the upper torso. That was on me, guys. That wasn't very careful. Get out all of these extra hands. And then we'll get out the Virgil arms. So, initial impressions. First of all, it's a bit of a shame that I don't like this head scan and don't particularly care for this Brock figure at all, because the detail on it, if my camera wants to focus, the detail on it is actually really good. Like the depth, it you know, it really looks like a human face. You can really see the true FX scanning in there. Like, you'd probably have to have this in person, in like front of you, to really like appreciate what I mean, but the detail is really remarkable. It looks really good. The beard sculpting is really good. There's a lot of detail in there. The hair isn't as good. That could easily have been done with like clay, you know, but the beard molding is really good. And the wrinkles on his forehead, all that kind of stuff, all the very little details on the head, really good. Really good. Because if you look at some of the early elites, like particularly, I like to look at Samoa Joe as an example. If you look at like the early Samoa Joes, you look at that and it looks like an action figure head, you know, and obviously this still looks like an action figure head, but this looks more like a human being. You know, the Samoa Joe is a great example of where it was just like a molding with not an awful lot of like human detail on it, although I know that was a lot earlier on in the process. Other than that, I mean, what's really to say? It's just a Brock. It's not really that exciting, you know. He's got the beard, he's got the top knot, he's got the dick sword, he's got the Lesnar gloves, he's got the shoulder tattoos, he's got double jointed elbows, that's nice. He's got the back tattoo, and of course the sigil on his butt as well. Lesnar shorts, sigils on his legs as well, and much thicker calves than he has in person, probably to hold this thing up, because it is actually a pretty chunky figure. Like, this is actually bigger than I would have thought it would be. Like, I don't know, it has an aura about it of just of largeness. Of course, in terms of accessories, we mentioned earlier, there's not really any accessories, but we have two different pairs of hands. We have the open grip hands, which are nice, the closed fist hands, which are already on, and what I like to call plastic waste, because these open grip hands, as frequent viewers will know, I think these are a complete waste of time. There's nothing you can like hold with these. There's nothing you can do. I guess it's Brock, so you could throttle someone with them, like I said with the when I got the Andre in that mail opening. But yeah, this, you know, the second pair of interchangeable hands doesn't do anything for me at all, really. Anyway, what we like to do next on these unboxings is check all the joints over, make sure everything's okay. I'm pretty sure the head isn't going to be great here, and I'm a bit worried about the torso joint too, but let's find out. The head's actually alright. Like, it's loose, but like, it holds its position, it's fine. And it's quite sturdy going side to side. It was definitely up and down. I had the concerns with. Yeah, it definitely holds its position, so it's fine. Shoulder. Ooh, that's good. That's a good shoulder. That's a good shoulder, considering what they've been like since Mattel introduced the double jointed elbows, which doesn't make any sense, but it is true. The elbow's fine. And is this yet another figure with a bum shoulder? No, the shoulders are both really good. Of course, it's typical, isn't it? A figure where I'm not too bothered about having it. The shoulders are in great condition. And that elbow's a bit loose, actually. But the biceps is fine, and the hand is fine for now. Torso, ab joint. That's okay. There's play there, but, you know, again, can hold its shape, it's fine. Waist. Probably the loosest one I've had in a while, but it's not loose. And then we've got kick forward. Knee bend. Ooh, that's really stiff. That was really stiff. That didn't want to move, and as you can see, the top of the joint still hasn't moved. And boot swivel is fine, and the toe kind of moves, I guess. Boot forward fine. Knee is equally stiff, as you can see. Top of the joint still hasn't moved there. Boot is fine, and you know, I bet these boots, I was looking for ages back before LA Knight signed with WWE, I was looking for ages for some short boots so I could make a Triple H shorter as a custom of him. I bet you anything that these boots were the ones. Like, I bet they're the ones with the right pegs to match Triple H. I don't know. Could be completely off, but it would be typical. And we definitely don't need that anymore because we've got LA Knight now, which is lovely. So, all in all, I don't know. If you want a Brock Lesnar figure, this is fine. There is nothing wrong with this figure as a Brock Lesnar figure. But I don't particularly care for a Brock Lesnar figure. And I think that the one directly before it, and not even long before it, was the one to get with the better accessories, etc. Of course, that is unless you want your Virgil Build-A-Figure pieces. In which case, if you want a Brock and you want a Virgil, go for it. You know, it's then immediately becomes a good pickup. I don't think there's anything flash or exciting about it. Certainly not the accessories, which were definitely what made the previous Brock like much more interesting. But yeah, you know, I guess my overall review is it's fine. And what I like to do is finish off my unboxings by talking about what this guy's going to be doing in my figure fed. Short answer is he's not going to be in it. I never really planned on using Brock in my figure fed, at least not in the immediate future. Although I did many years ago. One time I guessed the results of every match in a pay-per-view. I think it was SummerSlam 2013 or 2014. And I said, you know, if Brock wins, I'll love him forever. He did. I didn't stick to that at all. You know, I got tired of him again anyway, but you know, there was plans to use him at one time. Never went back to those plans. He did appear in the DSW Rumble, so he obviously was like, you know, I obviously was thinking about it when I restarted DSW, but no, he's, especially with the sheer amount of people we want to try and get into DSW at some point nowadays, I don't think Brock Lesnar has a place there for a very, very long time. And with all of the stuff that's going on with Vince McMahon and everything, you know, it's just easier to not think about where I stand with Brock Lesnar right now, if, you know, obviously I'm not too bothered about it. And that being said, he was appearing in a pick fed I started, which was meant to be like mixed universe fighting, like fighting games and all that kind of stuff. And he was in that. I do plan to bring that back. Ultimate Fist it was called, although it has been over a year since I started doing the matches, and I still need to finish the first round. I do plan on bringing that back. I always get there eventually, but I'm not sure if Brock Lesnar is going to carry on in that. Again, I'm not sure where we stand with him. He did win his first round match, but I might just replace him. I don't know, especially since this was all based on Instagram. I'm all going to be reposting it all, so I might just retcon his match and put someone else in instead. We'll see what happens, really. But the last thing that we have to do with this video is move Brock out the way and get round to our next piece of Virgil. So we are going to pop his arms in now. That's actually the left arm, not the right arm. And hopefully, I'm hoping these are going to go in a bit better than the... I mean, that seems to be in. That seems to be fully in. A bit better than the suited figures was about to be the sentence, but that seems to have just gone straight in. I know that with the suited ones, you can quite often like clip it and it feels like they're not and they're not actually properly in, like they're in like that. But if you move it, it comes out kind of thing. But yeah, that one feels like it's properly in. The right arm seems to be a little bit more tricky, but they both seem to be in. And the shoulder moves fine on both. Elbows. Ooh. Oh, I genuinely thought that wasn't going to move for a second there. Elbows are okay, and the wrists are fine, although they'll loosen over time. Anyway, and I don't know what it is about this Virgil torso, but I really like it. I don't know, maybe it's just more detailed, more muscular than a lot of like torso joints, but it's really, really cool. And of course, the Brock also came with the 2 spare Virgil hands. So he's got the open grip hands on and the closed fists off. That is everything for this video, so we just need to get his head from Ridge Holland. And if you've enjoyed this and you haven't seen the previous NWOpening parts, the full NWOpening playlist will be in the end screen at the end. And if you did enjoy it, please do like, comment and subscribe, let me know what you thought. And I really do appreciate you guys joining me, so thank you all for watching, and goodbye. Yeah, I didn't really care for... Oh, Willow.